I apologize for the background sound. Like, there's clearly someone in my area who feels that they are the next DJ something. Like, it is ridiculous. Every weekend it's like a soundtrack and they can't even mix properly. Bruv. Good morning, good evening, whatever time you may be watching. Today I would do a bit of a get ready with me featuring wigit.co.uk, featuring this hair which I shall reveal towards the end of the video. I'm not a makeup artist, I'll just put it out there. We mourn the loss of Aretha Franklin this week, which is so sad. Like, she was a powerhouse, a real genuine powerhouse. But this week, and I think this is why I didn't hear about this news, was that Janet Jackson released a new song. Hello? Like, Janet Jackson has released a new song. And I tell you what, I saw it randomly. What did I see? I saw somebody on Instagram that looked really fly. Was wearing all sorts of layers of Ankara, which is African print, Yoruba word. I'm not sure what other words people use in other languages, but in Yoruba, I think it's Yoruba anyway, the word Ankara is basically African print fabric. And so I saw this person like moving in African print fabric, and it looked very sleek video. So I clicked on it. You know when you know how you get into an Instagram loophole. L'Oreal, still. Yeah, there we go. L'Oreal True Match in cappuccino. So I was in this Instagram wormhole and I saw, you know, this person pop up in my feed, in the exploration feed, right? And so I clicked on the video and lo and behold, it was Janet Jackson. It was the I was like, hold on a minute. I know most, you know, of Janet Jackson's tunes. So what on earth, what have I been doing? So anywho, clicked on it, went to then, you know, consult Dr. Google and find out that she released a song 2 days ago or a day ago. I click on this video and to my sheer auditory delight, yeah, was this beat that is like Afro beats meets soca beat. Featuring Daddy Freeze, Daddy Yeez, Yo Daddy, Daddy K's, something Daddy anyway, some random name like this anyway. And I really thought, wow, and like in a lot of the shots in the video, she is wearing obvious like African print, and she's layered it quite a lot as well, which I think she's quite wise considering summer is kind of coming towards an end. So it does look like, you know, it makes African print seem less seasonal, less like summer vibes. It's still a summerish vibe, but because she's layered it, it's kind of like a summer fall vibe, which means, you know, it's kind of taking Africa into the winter, which I think is a struggle, especially if you're like me and you love wearing African print. In the winter it can be a bit more of a struggle because African print tends to be cotton, and in this freezing cold weather where we be getting, you know, random snowfall and all that stuff, it's not exactly ideal. Anyway, and so as you do, I was checking it, listening to the song. I was like, yeah, this is all right track. It's, you know, it's all right. It's not Afro beats. It's not Wizkids. It's not Tiwa Savage. But you know, it's all right. I can see how this works. I thought, yeah, this is nice, kind of Wakanda Forever vibe. So I come out of her video now, and I go and check out the news. I just wanted to see what y'all were saying. What was the world saying about this video? So hold on, I gotta do this. Anywho, some American TV show. I'll insert a bit of the clip now.
More choreography, Janet. Yeah, Tia says great dance song.
I love it.
Yeah, Ari says love the African costumes. Yeah, it's got an amazing visual element to it. Tia says,
what I got from that really upset me was that they said towards the end, he was like, oh, you know, they've got African costume on. And what really upset me about that was like, no, this is not costume. Like, that's not costume. Those are clothes. Like, I wouldn't see somebody wearing a three-piece suit and say, oh, that's English costume. And it really annoyed me. Now, I don't usually get into race conversation. I was just really offended. I felt really upset that he was talking about it as costumes. It's not a costume. Like, African clothing is African clothing. It's just clothing with with pattern. And actually a lot of the African print actually has a lot of history, has a lot of meaning. The symbols, for example, in the Ghanaian culture, the Adinkra symbols actually symbolize something. So whenever fabric was printed, it almost told a story. And then in the Yoruba tradition, we have Adire, which is as tie and dye. And tie-dye fabric actually has a lot of history, and it's really dominated by women. It's an industry dominated by women. Women have used it to, you know, support and pay for the funding of their children and the school fees of their children, support their families. And it was a high, you know, female-dominated industry. And it was making use of resources, of natural resources that we had in our country. It wasn't synthetic dyes. It was from off the lands, that, you know, the growth of our land. And I just... No, this guy is actually taking the mic now. Like, he's shouting profanities, like literally profanities. You know, I really feel that people need to be educated, and I don't even know whether it's because they wouldn't say that. You wouldn't say, oh, you're gonna get an Indian costume. I love how you would just say this. You'll call the clothing what it's called. You'd say it's a sari. Why couldn't you just say I just love the African inspired clothing or the African print clothing? It was the word costume, as if to say we're pretending, as if to say our normal clothes, everyday clothes, Western clothes are the proper clothes, and what we originally wear, where we originally came from, is not proper, is not full. It was just the wrong use of the word, and I'm pretty sure it was ignorance. I'm pretty sure he didn't mean anything by it. Well, at least I hope so. No, I'd like to think he didn't mean anything by it. I'd like to think he wasn't trying to use it in a derogatory way and to devalue our culture and things like the African culture, and make it sound as though it's something you put on. My African culture is not something I put on. It's just not. It's who I am. It's part of who I am. Yes, I was, you know, I used to have this debate quite regularly with someone at work, is just to say, yes, I was born and raised here, have lived all my life here, but there are certain cultural differences. Why? I think I've gone a bit too hard on the concealer side. Oh my gosh. Yes, because I was brought up here does not mean that I am fully British. There are certain things that I embrace about my culture, my food, the music, and I think this links to a video that I did, oh gosh, quite a while ago now, which is am I British or am I Nigerian? And you know, the older I get, the more I realize that actually there's a lot of things that I embrace that are actually culturally Nigerian. They're not British. And even now, as I get older, I'm finding, you know, I've got a tailor in Nigeria that I'm working with at the moment, and who to make some stuff for myself. And you know, I've realized what I love to wear. As much as I love, you know, a good shirt or blouse, I actually, you know, majority of the stuff that I have is things that I've made as in actually sew myself. Because if you didn't know, I studied clothing design. I should share about that one time. Actually, I went to uni and did it, but anyway, we'll talk about that in another video. So yeah, I studied clothing design, so I can actually sew. So most of the stuff, most of my wardrobe goes unworn, because actually oh thank God he stopped. I love wearing African print clothing, and when I was you know, when I'm working, I used to wear during term time, I used to make a thing of making sure that I wear Ankara on a Friday. And to be honest, I just figured, why am I only doing it on Friday? You know, why can't this be every day? Why can't I wear clothes that remind me of my parents, of my background, of my culture every single day? You know, it already irritates me in some way sometimes when I'm in some circles that I have an English name. You know, if I go to a Nigerian party and they ask me, oh, what's your name? And I say, oh, Ruby. It's just kind of like, girl. Like, I instantly get this, like, really? Instantly, they just like, oh, she's English. and that's it's just like, dude, no, it's not my, like, that's my parents' choice. Obviously I do have Nigerian names, but I was never brought up to in one circle. You know, some people in one circle at home they're called their Nigerian name, at school they're called their British name. I wasn't brought up that way. I had one name, and that name is Ruby. And well, actually that name isn't Ruby, but that's another video. But I do have anyway, another video. I'll explain where Ruby comes from, because that's not my name. It's my name, but it's not my name. It's not my government name. It's not my government name. So as a result of all of this, it's just made me want to embrace my culture more. It's made me want to wear things that represent my culture, not as a political, this is not for politics. Yeah, I'm not doing it for political reasons. This isn't it because I'm doing, like, you know, black rights and whatever. It's just because it reminds me, it's something that helps me, it's something that I love to do, something that I want to celebrate. And I think, you know, we should be free to celebrate our cultures any which way we want. We wouldn't say, right, catch this, would you catch anybody, right, if for example you decided to embrace the burqa, right, in a video for whatever reason, if I decided to wear a sari, if I decided to wear a burqa, do you think anyone's just gonna rock up and say, hey, I really love the way she's wearing Indian costume? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It would not be told. It would not even be heard of. But we just, it's a costume. I'm not pretending to be anything I'm not. You know, I am African and I embrace it. I've realized I have told you nothing about the products I am wearing today. Now, onto this hair. I'm on this hair journey, y'all. You're gonna find out about it by the first week of September. You'll see what I'm gonna do. Stay tuned. Make sure you click that subscribe button so you know. If you're new, just click it. You ain't gonna hurt you. Ain't gonna hurt you. And help me reach that 1,000, y'all, so I can start making some change. Wicked were kind enough to actually send me some crochet hair, and I'm on this hair journey to find, you know, the perfect forever hair. I am rebranding myself. I want to be consistent in the way that I look. I constantly change my hairstyle based on my mood, and I was like, I'm seriously chasing after something and I need to stop. I just want to be consistent. Like, you know, you look at who can I say is consistent with? If you look at people like who inspire me, someone like T.Y. Bello, if you don't know, get to know. She's a photographer, a Nigerian photographer. She's got a very clear brand, always got big hair. Freddie Harrell, also massive influence to me, and she's also got very big hair, and she you know, everything is, that's her brand, that's what you always see her. It might change up a little bit, color and stuff like that, but it's the same thing. As soon as you see something, you instantly know that's X and Y Z style. So I'm in transition to figure out my style, and part of that is figuring out what kind of hair, and hair is very important to me. Listen, y'all, I can rock £5 t-shirt like from now to thy kingdom come, but if my hair's looking mash up, you might as well just throw me away. Just throw me, just chuck me away. I'm not interested. Let me tell you, when I put hair in, usually the first day I get it done, I don't usually love it. I might like it, but I'll be like, I'm not sure. But this hair on my head, from the minute I saw it in the packet and I saw the texture, I was like, yes, honey, right? I was unsure about the length, but apart from that, everything else, I was like, yes, honey. When I finished installing this hair this morning,
what do you mean?
You want to know, I was feeling myself, and actually I'm like, this could be it. This could be it. So I'll show you now. Right, check out this texture. Okay, the texture of the locks. Now, I've had faux locks before, and I was very conscious that I didn't want the shiny, spirally looking ones, right? And so I intentionally didn't go for those, and I got something like this, but they were filled with, it was like a braid, and then they'd wrapped hair around it, so they were really, really heavy. These are so light, they're really light, they're the most amazing texture, and they're goddess locks, so they've got this lovely bouncy curl at the bottom. And if I take them down, because I packed them up obviously to do my hair, go in the shower, but just look at that. What? This is giving me Lauryn Hill meets Rihanna meets Beyonce vibes. Like, I'm feeling myself with this hair. I'm feeling myself totally. So I am in love with this hair. The texture is amazing. Now the way in which I actually, so these are all individual. So I got someone to beautifully, someone so kind and generous, there I go, braided my hair in individual braids. Now if I can see, aha, can you see that? Right, so this is my hair, right? And so I got someone to braid, someone very kindly braided my hair in these small braids, and then I used a crochet hook to go through that, right, and put the crochet lock and lock it underneath, if that makes any sense. I'll link the, I'll put the video below as how to do it, because she does a really great video. There's no point in reinventing the wheel. What I did, which the mistake I was making, is I just wrapped it round and thought it would stay, but it kept poking through. So what I realized what you have to do is actually wrap it quite a few times at the base. So wrap it quite a few times and then work your way down quite a few times. Okay, and then once you're done, yeah, other hairs are gonna get on, and you just twist it. Now I spun it quite a few times and then unravel, and that is that, girlfriend. I'm in love with this hair. Like, oh, I just love this hair. So basically my goal in life is that when I don't have any makeup on, I can just throw my hair up in a bun and still look alright. And I feel like when I have crochet hair, like the hair that I had before, or I have straight crochet hair, it doesn't look as great because I actually have to brush it. And very often, I know, but very often that brushing of hair takes me ages. Thank you so much for watching, for sticking through to my till the end, to this little look that I've given myself. It's a very basic glam-ish, not really glam makeup. Thank you so much. Give me a thumbs up. Comment below. What do you think about Janet Jackson's new video? And I've noticed that I've been looking here, which is, you can't see that whilst you're watching, so it don't make sense. But I've been looking in the viewfinder instead of looking here. So I apologise if I was not looking directly at you. Know I love you. I got mad love you. So give me a comment below. Thank you so much. Make sure you tune in next week, where I'm going to empower you with showing you my creative moments so that you can create the life you want to live. Speak to you later. Bye.